What's up and welcome to the Fervent 4. Did you know that only 4% of businesses ever cross the annual $1 million revenue mark? Hello, I'm Zack Miller, author of Anomaly. With me today, my co-host Tim Ryan, lead man at StartWheel.org. Thank you so much for joining us. The Fervent 4 is a weekly show each and every Thursday at 11 a.m. dedicated to sharing insights to growing a world-class business, no matter the climate. Bay McLaughlin is the COO and co-founder at Brinc, a venture accelerator, writing 50 to 500K checks to companies all around the globe. Bay, question.
What's going on?
So you have the smallest prosthetic in your head, and somehow 2 shark attacks happened. Is there a coincidence with that? Like it seems to me when I read that, I was like, okay, so this thing in his noggin is producing these sharks coming to him. No coincidence. No, like it's
no. Well, I always ask people. I give them the benefit of the doubt, saying, "Do you want the real story or do you want the really cool story?" So, I have some huge theory of, or story in my head of how cool it would be to make this big narrative. But realistically speaking, your mom or someone when you were a child told you, don't use Q-tips, and I literally just had a Q-tip in my ear, and I thought it'd be more efficient because I'm a little bit of a ridiculous person like that to have one in the other ear, so I didn't have to put it back in. So I was out my other ear, and I was in my closet packing for the day of sports. I turned, hit the wall, and then just shattered all the ear bones on the right side of my head. So I had quite a few surgeries.
Cool story, though.
It's called a stapedectomy. So it's the smallest. It's like the size of a tip of a pencil lead. They take some deep tissue from the other side of your ear, and then they go in and they replace and bypass all the 3 bones that I shattered in my ear to try to give you some hearing back. So I don't think it's putting out some sort of signal. I don't think there's any processor in there. At least it didn't tell me. And the shark attacks, certainly, thank goodness, knock on wood, they were not attacks, but I had a tiger shark in a wave I was in where my friend got out and I didn't. At the Gold Coast in Australia when I studied there as a junior, that was freaking scary. And then got just some black tip reef sharks down in Costa Rica, so it wasn't as scary as the tiger shark, but no attacks, just close encounters.
Tiger sharks are the really, really, really big ones, right?
No, that's whale shark.
Well,
yeah, big, right, yeah. Sure. In terms of the attack ones, yeah. Great whites, tigers, and bulls are just they're really not fun. So nice, good that they're out there. Don't want to be around them.
Wow,
man. What? I just want to dive in. I've been waiting for this. Really happy to have you on the show. How did you get into it? Talk to us about your background. How did you get into the game? How did you co-found Brinc?
Well, I like to say, especially from being from Hampton Roads, born and raised in Virginia Beach, having gone to school here, then William and Mary for 5 years for 2 degrees in Williamsburg. I don't know, I have a bit of a chip in my shoulder in terms of this narrative because after I finished my master's, I went straight to Silicon Valley. I studied business. I actually started studying marine biology. I realized that you actually have to sit in the lab and you don't get to surf and swim with dolphins your whole professionally when you get a marine biology degree. As 18-year-olds, super informed about the world, right? So anyways, got a business degree, really clicked. I was fortunate enough to get a job with Apple when I was a junior in college. So I worked for them for my senior and my master's years at William & Mary doing campus representative and sales for William & Mary, Vims, and Christopher Newport. So kind of got a bite of the apple of this innovation technology space, but really wasn't getting that itch scratched being around here or from here, and certainly not at William & Mary at the time, which they're doing a lot better. I like to push their buttons on that, but back when I was there, they didn't really have a lot of support for that type of personality. So got into I picked up my best friend. I sold everything I owned and I drove cross country, and I slept on a couch with a friend of a friend in San Francisco, found a startup, and then the kind of rest is, history from there. I mean, certainly happy to dive in terms of the time in startups, building Apple's SMB division, some of the stuff I did for venture capitalists. But I think it was important for me, or it's important for me to continue to say that, especially for, now that I'm home, it's been awesome to be able to kind of connect with people. But this sort of narrative of, some things I kind of was frustrated by. One was when I decided to jump ship, not use my degrees and my studies to go to the West Coast and get into technology. I kid you not only my family, but multiple, older friends of the family would say, what are you doing? You have 2 degrees in accounting and business, and, you have 43 of your classmates and your masters are getting these job offers at the big four, and you're the only one not taking it. What was the point, kind of thing? Like, this whole tech thing is, beyond, it's already happened. The bubbles happened. Like, what are you doing? Right. And so it was just that general thought process, like, I gotta go. And so, I've been gone for 16 years now and have come back recently, but, happy to dive into exactly how the venture capital thing happened. But I also just like to, I don't know, I also like to let people know, like, some of that crap that I remember fighting as a kid, or growing up, like, one of those narratives I hated was this, like, sense that, like, you're born a founder, which we could probably get into that a little bit. Like, I have a real irritation with this, like, founder narrative, because I grew up with all military, fourth generation military, all teachers, like, very, blue collar, white collar type businesses, and or people around me had no exposure, right, to entrepreneurship, investing, venture capital. So I did not come from this world, which is actually one of the things I'm the most proud of in terms of our business at Brinc is, no billionaire backed us. We didn't come from some huge exit. Like, we bootstrapped our way, we picked ourselves up, and we've now become one of the world's largest early stage investors with no one believing in us. So that makes me, personally very happy.
Are you stuck at your home office, socially distanced coffee shop, or your fancy, all bricked out corner office, wondering why no one can see your business and sales are all over the place? Sounds like you need a pro. That's why I developed the Anomaly Academy. Insert clever copy here. Oh, I guess I was supposed to put something else there. Oops. You can grab access to the Anomaly Academy now at zackmillersays.com/Anomaly Academy.